So we're going to see how fast Legacy Collection can be completed if I have literally everything cranked up. So this should be interesting. But let's, guess we'll just get going. Oh, the text mashing is atrocious. So, let's see here. There's that one. And I think I have to back all the way out. That one. The ones that are words. Go. I'm having to cross-reference my old notes to see which ones even need to be grabbed. Because now that I'm not typing them out, I'm kind of blanking. So I need Star Force, the ultimate power. I'll take this one as well. This is just Dragon Sky, if I remember right. Yeah. Nope. Forest Fire. And I think there's still a couple more. Okay. Okay, and that should be all of them. And now we get to use the hyperspeed. So look at us zoom. So the cipher codes were definitely slow, but that's whatever, because it's trying to figure out the menu. I did find out that you can just type them on the keyboard, which is cool. You can also just copy and paste them from something else. Oh my lord. Okay. And then there's still something I need to do, because once we have Mega, we can do the wave scanner stuff. So I'll enable the wave scanner. And I'll also edit my folder, because there's extra stuff I can get now.
EM wave change! Geostellar! On the air!
Yep, and we're going to hear all the new voice acting. I'm going to leave it all on. Oh, I also forgot you can skip that. I'm so used to not being able to. So now I think if I go to Mega, I can do Wave Scanner. Level 99. Load. And then we'll go into battle cards. We're going to take out all the same stuff. And then there was something I saw that how do I... Yeah, I'm pressing L3 and it's not letting me select the favorites. Oh yeah, there we go. That's weird. Wait, did I get... I forgot Sticky Rain. Where is... Sticky Rain? Email. Sticky Rain is Mega Man 20th Anniversary game. Where was that? The very last one. And then there was supposed to be a way to get the special battle cards from that menu, but it didn't seem to let me do it. Maybe I just can't get... I'm gonna have to hear the low health thing. I also get to start in Dragon form and with shield.
Bring it on! Take this! Here I go! We showed them who's number one!
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make this quick! Take this! You're the dark one. We showed them who's number one! No time for slacking, kid. Okay! We aced that!
Probably should have just shot them. I feel like that probably would have just been as fast.
EM wave change! Geostellar! On the air!
And I should be able to skip this next part. Yep. So that's nice. Nice time saver. And don't have to worry about any encounters. You just get to coax on by. And I need to...
Pulse in! All right, let's clear them out. Come back when you can put up a fight.
Alrighty. I wanted to get the Andromeda Giga card, because apparently I should be able to get it. And the manual they put out claims that you just have to go into the battle card menu to get access to the bonus cards. Oop. Press select on accident. Oop. Okay, so we get to skip all of it. Yo, thanks for the good luck. It's already looking kind of funny, and I did already mess up some of the menuing because of things not being familiar, but you should see just by my split for the cipher codes just how fast this got. And that's with messing up the menuing. Could have been so much faster if I didn't mess up the menuing.
Mega, let's go all out. We deleted them into next week. Pulse in.
So from the preview, it sounds like I should be able to... the splits are based off my PB. So I should be able to just, yeah, mash all the face buttons and not get punished for it. So I don't even need to time this. I'm literally just mashing all the face buttons and I can get away with it.
Pulse in.
Yeah, I wanted to get good enough splits to compare and use for this, and thankfully I did manage to get a PB before this came out. So yeah, the splits I'm comparing against are my PB on console.
Pulse in.
So the cipher codes, instead of having to type them out, you can just choose them from a menu. We have the ability to move faster, and holding the button to move faster, I've disabled encounters as well. We have access to the Japanese exclusive toy stuff, which is why my health is already over 1,000. I have Buster Max, so my Buster does like 50 damage per shot, I think, currently. I'm basically doing this with every setting cranked up, just to see how fast it could go if everything is maxed out. So like right now, I don't have to worry about any encounters at all. I'll never get a random encounter, and I move faster. At least at the start here, it's going to seem like I'm not going to save that much, and it's because the start here really doesn't have a whole lot. Because, like, I think even in my PB in this comp, I had no encounters. I just went completely encounterless here, so... Of course, having the faster movement speed is going to still save time. The one thing that's kind of obnoxious is when I click out to change what map I have, so like I still have notes with maps that like draw out my path. When I click out of the game to change my map, the game loses, like I lose control in the game, so I can't be moving while I'm changing what map I currently have up on my other monitor. Yeah, I move incredibly fast.
No time for slacking, kid. Wasn't even a contest.
Yeah, he just explodes. As we get further along, we'll see the true benefit of just how much time save can come from this. The mashing doesn't feel the greatest.
EM wave change, Geostellar.
We also get to skip the Pulston cutscene, so I don't have to watch that. I wonder if this works. Okay, so it does. Still let me reach that, which is good.
Bring it on!
Here I go. How's this?
Come on, I was just getting started.
Okay, let's see here with the controls to the RC copter. Okay, so yeah, you can just use the control stick to move it. That is so nice. And I don't need to grab the HP mem here. There's just various parts of my notes I'm just gonna have to completely disregard. How is filling out this gonna work? Okay. That's fine. Still simple enough to do.
EM wave change, Geostellar, on the air.
Skipping the pulse in cutscene is still very jarring. No.
Pulls in.
I have to be very careful about that.
Here they come.
Got it. We aced that.
Oh, I also forgot to turn on the arranged music. I've been wanting to listen to the arranged tracks this whole time. Oh, I like it has to change the orientation to show that. Okay. And then I know this was changed to just a button input. Oh. No, interact with the missile. I probably could have pressed it to try and hit that cycle. No. That's one misduck. Yeah. Ah, that's two missed ducks. Oh. Alright, that's me just forgetting how slow this one actually moves. Okay, now I'm just getting impatient. Right, Cygnus.
You better prepare yourself.
Got
Did you really think you could beat us?
Alright, not bad. And then I'd heard from the people who had the preview that the harp note stuff was harder. Like the minigame for shooting down the notes is harder. So we'll see.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
I'm gonna hear that quite a bit throughout this.
Pulls in. Let's do this. Go. We aced that.
Still gotta just mash through these. At least it's easier to mash on my controller than it is to mash on my 3DS. Assuming it's just gonna be like, yeah. I was mashing so fast I don't even think the prompt to throw came up on screen.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
I also didn't realize. I hope my splits are actually readable with the background that I chose. Because it's like red on pink, so hopefully it's at least somewhat visible. Probably should have thought that through.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Let's do this. Have some of this. Never let your guard down.
Never let your guard down.
You better prepare yourself.
Have some of this. All right, that was great. EM wave change, Geostellar, on the air.
Show him what you've got, Geo. We deleted him into next week.
Mega, let's go all out. Out, let's go.
We deleted him into next week. Time to let loose.
Have some of this, okay. All according to plan.
Also, the auto-saving is nice, because it means that basically at no point is it going to be ever worth doing a safety save, if the auto-save can always just kick in. Now we'll get to see what people are saying about this minigame being a whole lot harder on Legacy Collection. I kind of have my doubts, but we shall see.
EM wave change, Geostellar, on the air.
Because I'm sure it's just going to be using the face buttons. But we shall see how this maps out. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured this would be the case. Okay, I think I already have an idea of how I would do this. Because usually I would just mash the right side ones and then only move to the left side ones when there's notes there. But it seems like they kind of limit how fast you can press the buttons. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some sort of delay that didn't happen or didn't exist before. Thankfully there aren't too many of these, so it's not like it's a giant deal that you have to be a little bit more aware. Because the last one's already, the next one's already the last one, so.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
Oh, yeah, definitely this last one's got some bite to it. Yeah, that's it's definitely, I'm not sure if it's like more of them or it just feels faster because of the inputs seemingly either being limited, so you can't tap as, or you can't mash as fast, or there's just some sort of input delay.
Let's do this. We aced that.
Now I have to mash again. They didn't make this skippable. You still gotta watch all these brother band cutscenes. Okay, and then the next curious thing coming up is going to be the jammer fight we're supposed to lose to. In normal runs, we just let him kill us because we have low enough HP that can just happen. But we're going to have to do the alternate strat, which is just waste 3 turns, because we have way too much health for him to try and get through.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. I'm ready to fight.
So we just have to wait 3 turns. The alternative would be unequipping the wave scanner stuff for that fight, but I don't know if it would be faster than just doing that. Yo, Rish, thanks for the raid. Welcome everybody to the silliness that is, what does this run look like? I unfortunately have not really looked too much at my layout, so I apologize if my splits are not very readable, but I am very much ahead. For those that are curious, I do have a LC command, but I'm basically seeing how fast the game could be if I just cranked everything up. So I have no encounters, max speed, wave scanner stuff, all of the things. Everything's enabled. We're just gonna see how fast this goes. I'm not sure how far Rish got along, but the harp note stuff, the final minigame is harder, in my opinion. It definitely felt harder. The first 2, not really, but the final one was definitely obnoxious, and I actually got hit once.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
Okay. But yeah, the third harp note one actually got me. I actually got hit once. That one I might have to I'll have to test about playing it on the keyboard instead of on my controller to see how much, because I feel like it might be limiting my mashing. So I feel like, I wonder if playing on doing it on the keyboard would allow faster inputs.
Bring it on. Come back when you can put up a fight.
No. That's definitely gonna get obnoxious.
Let's finish him off quick.
I'm feeling good.
But yeah, welcome everybody. I am a very old runner of this game. Oh, the wave is gonna avoid this. Definitely was looking forward to this. See just how silly this run could get with all these things. So I use, like I said, I have all the accessibility stuff cranked up. And then I use cipher codes just because getting some drops or like getting some cards is still better than none, I feel like, because some can do so much damage instantly. Even with the fact that our Buster will do a ton of damage. Just being able to like crank out quick damage like that, I feel like is still valuable in some degree. Let's go fight Dragon Sky now.
Here we go. Here we go. We aced that.
Just gets melted. Yeah, I don't think they'd appreciate that. This kind of makes it unfair for them. Oh lordy. Let me get out of here. So I've always done runs on Dragon. Dragon's my favorite version, and it does have some benefits. Normally, and the traditional speedrun, it has benefits over other versions. But what version you play for the speedrun really doesn't matter. It's just the one I've always historically done, and Dragon gets one extra benefit the others don't. Oh, talk to the kid. No. So yeah, technically, the Dragon version has the benefit of when you're in the Star Force form, you can't get any sort of status ailments, and his charge attack attacks all 3 rows compared to the other 2. And the Dragon form also gives you an advantage against the Gemini Spark fights. Especially having Dragon Sky GX during the Gemini 2 fight makes it to where that fight just kind of goes by instantly. Yeah, that too. With this, the Dragon Sky is also very good for the multi-shot, hitting every area. Already about to enter the next dungeon.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
The Star Force tutorial will go by in a breeze.
Prepare yourself.
Take this! I hope I can get even stronger. Pulls in!
Alrighty. So this will be nice, then I have to actually worry about my HP here, because I just have a ton of it. So this area just poses no threat. I also wonder if now it would also be faster to go back to tanking the snakes in the snake comp. One could argue, Prof, with all the things I have on, that I am arguably not playing the game. And that's why I'm probably, like, I don't intend to long-term run with these kinds of settings. I definitely plan to, like, fine-tune them to how I feel it would be appropriate. I do think at the bare minimum, I would do runs that at least have this increased run speed. Maybe not with no encounters, but definitely the run speed is something I would want. Yeah, I tried to add some of the extra cards to my folder, but I couldn't figure out how to actually access them. Didn't see a button. Maybe I'm just blind. Okay, I'll have to check it out, because I would like to at least have the Andromeda Giga card, because I feel like that would also be just always helpful. It's extremely slow. I've never actually seen it, so I don't know what it does. That's a super long animation.
Show them what you've got, Geo.
How's this? Have some of this.
That's fine.
I'm feeling good.
Star Force 1 doesn't have any... The only, like, hard requirement is I need to have at least 3,000 Zenny to purchase something. But I'll definitely have that. I've always speedrun the original game. So, it being out on Legacy Collection, now I just want to make use of everything the Legacy Collection gives to see what the speedrun would be like. So the record for Star Force 1 on original hardware, I think, is a 2 hour 43 minute. Star Force 2, it's like an hour 50, I think, and Star Force 3, it's just shy of 2.5 hours.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that this is gonna give people an opportunity to finally play these games. Because these games are definitely worth it.
Here they come.
Take this.
You're done for. You're no match for us.
Yeah, it'll also be the first time that Europeans get to experience Star Force 3 to begin with. Well, naturally, they can always import, and I'm sure quite a few people either imported or just emulated it. But now they'll finally be able to officially play it. We need to get the mega weapon.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Pulse in. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
What?
Pulse in.
Gonna trip me up, just tapping things that I don't mean, or like going into things that I don't mean to because of the menu defaulting to something.
On the air! Pulls in!
Okay, I'm assuming Thermo Man, I'm just gonna have to select the option. It's just gonna give me a cursor. Yep. So we'll see. I think just tanking the snakes might be faster again.
EM wave change! Geostellar! On the air!
Oops. I'm going too quick to try and mash. Ended up hitting the select button.
Pulls in!
I think it's always been start for all of the games. I'm pretty sure. If it hasn't, they definitely made it for all of them going forward. I think the Battle Network swapped which buttons were skip cutscenes. That's an interesting sound effect they added. Little like dee-dee-dee-dee. Wow. Yeah, I think it's the, like, maybe it's supposed to be a sound to indicate like their HP numbers rising. You know, I've kind of always thought that too. I kind of always felt like they would sound like Omochao. You missed it earlier, or maybe you saw it on Rich's stream. But I thought it was funny during the Cygnus scenario that it forcibly changes the ratio back to like the DS. I'm really curious to see how drawing the constellations will be handled. Yeah, when you're doing the ducks, like shooting the ducks down, it just forces the screen back into like the normal DS orientation, so you can still see them flying above you.
Oh-ha! Bring it on!
Have some of this!
Come on, I was just getting started.
Now we get another unskippable cutscene. Peanuts and Helm. Oh, baby. I've always wanted to get more into Donkey Kong 64 randomizer, but every time I try to play as Seed, I just remember like I really don't know enough about that game to be good at randomizers. Yeah, I would definitely just do it at my own pace. I don't think I would race people, at least not for a while. Like when I went to SGDQ, I met with Tudos, who's been a friend of mine for a long time. And Tudos sat down with me and he's like, all right, I want you to watch me and I'm going to explain literally everything I'm doing to give you like an idea of how, like what our thought process is for doing these. And then, so I watched him do that, and then I did it again at AGDQ. I sat down while a bunch of them were doing a Donk Seed, and I just observed and saw what he was doing. But like, whenever he'd get to a moment where he's like, oh, oh, I need like
EM wave change.
the
Geostellar.
the logic is pointing me to needing this. It's like, well, what checks are exclusively that? And he would immediately go to like, oh, I know, I need to go here for that because this is the only rocket barrel check I can do and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. Like, that kind of understanding of the game I do not possess.
Time to let loose.
I'm feeling good.
See you later, Pat. Because, like, really, out of a bunch of games, I've tried randomizers for a ton of games, but there are so few that I feel confident in being, like, good enough to just consistently do randomizers. And Donk is not one of them. I am not good at all at that game.
Pulse in.
Bring it on. We showed them who's number one.
I feel like Paper Mario would be a scary one for me, because that's like another one I don't really know. The only like randomizer that I'm able to like do consistently without like really having any trouble is Zelda: Link Between Worlds. Wait, I just realized, if select opens the menu, then how do I change the Navi card must automatically change then. Oh, okay. Well, I would like for it to change automatically, because having to swap through it just is a waste of time. Especially since it constantly stops Geo whenever you do it.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Pulls in.
No, I don't want to hear your thing again. I know where they're at. That would be absolutely atrocious if they changed where the hurts are hiding. That would just make me sad. Because there would just be no reason for them to do that, other than just to troll. Now, would pulsing out and pulsing back in still be faster? Because usually on console we do this to reset the step counter and to be closer. But with the increased movement speed, is it really faster still?
Show 'em what you've got, Geo.
Go! Never let your guard down. Pulls in. Pulls in.
I have noticed that when you like first pulse in, if you're holding even like a diagonal direction, it seems to only care about one of the cardinal directions at the start. Which is why some of these times I'm just walking into a wall because I'm trying to hold a diagonal, where it seems to only really care about one cardinal direction. At least for like the first second that it's processing the inputs.
I'm counting on you, Mega. We aced that.
And I feel like the Buster Max Dragon Sky or Dragon Star Force is gonna just absolutely shred Gemini.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
This is just gonna absolutely tear through him.
Pulls in. Pulls in. Pulls in.
Alright, Gemini, let's go. Let's see how this shakes out.
All right.
Vulcan at the start is also good. Huh. Would be if he was actually in the other one wasn't getting in the way.
Wasn't even a contest.
Okay. We like to see that. Almost a hour ahead of my splits, or my PB. The nice thing is, I won't be in fear of these scary fights, because I will still have a bunch of my stuff. I'll have a bunch of health. I'll still have all my codes. I'll do Buster Max. It'll be no big deal.
loose. Come back when you can put up a fight.
Do, 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 do. Alright. Now the triple jammer fight, which shouldn't be a problem, which is very exciting. Oh, they moved them. Interesting. No, wait, no, I'm thinking of something else.
Mega, let's go all out. Have some of this.
You're no
Yep.
match for us.
Not a threat. Talk to Aaron.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Pulls in. EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
So I have no real expectation as to what this final time is, and I can't even really try to predict it either, but I definitely feel like it's going to be very close to the task time.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Pulls in.
No time for slacking, kid. Goodbye!
All according to plan.
Yo, welcome to the chat, Ryukin. How's it going? Or, yeah. Sorry, my eyesight's not the greatest. We're just doing a run on Legacy Collection to see how silly low the run can go if I just turn on every accessibility thing. Oh, okay, so you do still have to cycle them, but at least it's faster. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have never had to work a graveyard shift, though one of the very first jobs I applied for was working at a convenience store overnight. I decided not to take that job when they told me that I have to be okay with potentially being robbed. It's like, that doesn't sound like fun. No thanks.
Show 'em what you've got, Geo.
I hope I can get even stronger.
Oh, it wasn't even 15 an hour. This was 14 years ago? The minimum wage where I'm at was, I think, probably $9.75 at the time. Yeah, You want to put your life at risk for $9.75 an hour? So it still pauses you, which is unfortunate. Whoops, I keep pressing that. Yeah, somebody went through and did a task of the Star Force games. I think they haven't done 3, but they did 1 and 2. I didn't watch the one for 2, but I know the task for this game was just over 2 hours. Also, what's up, Rye Guy? Hello, Duck. How's it going? We're nearing the end of the run. We get to see just how easily thwarted Andromeda is with how powerful I am. Thanks for the good luck. I haven't looked at my layout, unfortunately, after I made the background decision. So I don't know how readable my splits are. Yeah, I am very ahead of my splits because of how much faster everything is.
EM wave change, Geostellar, on the air.
Yeah, that was a mistake on my part to have my splits be red on a pink background. So that's a failure on my part. But just know that, yeah, I'm 52 minutes ahead of my PB. And we're about to hit my next split. Okay, so... Oh, this is an interesting way to do this. Oh, this is... That is a way to do that, I guess.
All right, let's clear them out. Come on, I was just getting started.
Now we're officially over an hour ahead of my PB. Yep, this is with max wave scanner buff as well. I've got literally everything on.
EM wave change, Geostellar, on the air.
Everything cranked to 11, just to see how absurdly fast this would be.
Pulls in. Here we go.
You're done for. Come on, I was just getting started.
But I think technically this is actually on pace to be sub 2. Talk to the control panel, Geo. And then thankfully this is just controlled by the control stick. So much better.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air. Pulls in.
Alright, Libra, let's go.
You better prepare yourself.
Go.
Come back when you can put up a fight.
EM wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
We're gonna do that.
Pulls in.
Okay, Fuka, let's go.
Bring it on. Goodbye.
We aced that.
Okay. And now here we are, heading into the Andromeda fight. Now before I go into this, I am actually going to make a manual save, not because I'm scared of dying or anything, but because not saving right here I think has some weird implications when you beat the game. So I'm just gonna save.
Wave change. Geostellar. On the air.
Alright, here we go.
Prepare yourself. You're done for.
And there goes Andromeda. We're only a couple seconds away from seeing the final time. $1:53:01. Yeah, that's pretty fast. That's almost as fast as Star Force 2. Yeah, hour and 7 minutes saved on my PB, and granted, my PB isn't even the record. Like I mentioned earlier, the record is like a 2:43. But that is absurdly fast. You can do any button to speed up the credits. Final in-game time of what? 1:54. Well, speeding up the credits was a thing in the original game too. Wasn't added to just this. You could always speed up the credits. Nope, you were always able to speed through the credits. I actually don't know definitively if in Star Force 2 and 3. I know in 1 you've always been able to speed up the credits.